Good afternoon, Collective, and welcome to Starseed Tarot. It's me, Fernie, here, and today's topic, I just wanted to discuss some of the differences that I've been thinking about in my mind when it comes to being a generational curse breaker versus being someone who is deliberately antagonistic or combative. Now, many times, at first glance, it appears as though behaviorally there's no difference between the two, right? Because being a generational curse breaker means challenging the status quo. But if you're in the position of being antagonistic, that could actually be a very positive quality that pushes you forward in humanitarian pursuits, right? Or like the Ace of Swords, which is a visual coming to my mind, it's a double-edged sword, right? That antagonistic energy, the desire to push forward and make something happen despite public views or despite public scrutiny, that could be used for good or for bad. Now take, for example, if we go out of our way to engage in behaviors that are self-destructive, alcoholism, excessive video game play, going towards relationships that we know right off the bat are going to be negative for our well-being and our sense of self, and despite the red flags we get, we're still going towards them. Just as a few examples. Those are ways in which we are not only fighting ourselves, or fighting between perhaps our mind and our heart, but where we may be being deliberately antagonistic, particularly if our family and friends have given us advice as a collective that maybe the decisions, like they've told us that the decisions that we're making are not in our best interest. And we also know that those decisions are not in our best interest. So what exactly is the difference then between being a generational curse breaker and just being antagonistic? A generational curse breaker is someone who can reflect back on their roots. They can look back at their familial upbringing and they can say to themselves, these are the pieces that I wish to keep, and these are the pieces that I wish to transmute. Transmutation or alchemy is possible when we first think through the things that we need to change through self-reflection. But the second half comes in when we actually do the work to move towards making change happen. Many people in today's day and age, not everyone, and certainly not those who are part of the spiritual community, live in a 3D world. It's going to work and coming back home. It's getting dinner ready. It's getting food ready for the next day. It's getting your laundry done. But outside of those 3D concerns, or taking care of your children, or having to go and get a haircut, thinking about things that are very three-dimensional and materialistic. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with that. It is part of the world that we live in, that we need to attend to these matters. But at the same time, what is it that gives you meaning? Has anyone ever really wondered or thought about why so many people keep getting confused about their career path and the path they're meant to be on? I think much of that stems from early childhood and actually overprotecting youth in their young age. How are youth to learn if we don't set them free like a bird? How will they learn? They need to make mistakes, don't they? Some of the best teachers are bad experiences. And as parents, aunties, uncles, Are we doing a disservice to those closest to us by overprotecting and sheltering? It's not to say that we shouldn't care for our loved ones and our friends. But are we doing a disservice to them by perpetually trying to keep them out of harm's way? Why not let them fall and let them learn the hard way? It's most certainly true that certain mistakes we can't come back from. But certain mistakes are also hidden gems in disguise. And that was a car honk for confirmation. How many times have there been situations in our life where we wanted something so bad, only to be shown that the thing we wanted wasn't what we actually needed? And it might take 2 years, 5 years, maybe even 10 years before we can look back and say, you know what? I'm so thankful that that never happened. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I didn't get the thing that I wanted, because it's made me into the person that I was always meant to be. It's just some food for thought, friends, as to how we can overcome some of the self-limiting beliefs that we project onto our family, our loved ones, and how we can overcome some of that sheltering that actually works perhaps to their detriment. Thank you.